Juhu, ich bin's wieder. Mal gucken, wie es in dem Spiel weitergeht. Ich habe so keinen Plan. Okay, los geht's. Okay, it's late. I think it's time for you to go home. Your parents are probably already worried. My words made Alice suddenly sad. Her smile and the sparkle in her eyes were gone. It's like she's back in the ghost mask she always wore at school. I don't have parents. Oh, sorry. Then who do you live with? With my stepmother and... Ooh, her boyfriend. Ugh, dull. She almost hissed the last words through her teeth. It was immediately clear to me that things were not going well at home. My guess was confirmed. The family does not favor her very much. Alice continued to sit next to me, not wanting to leave. I was silent and just looked at the time on my phone. Edward should be back soon, and if he sees Alice, I will have to explain. He's a good man and will be happy if I bring a girl home, but Alice is not my girlfriend. I just kidnapped her and tried to torture. Bind and hide in another room with a gag in her mouth is one thing, but to explain what Alice was doing and how we met, I didn't want to. Also das eine ist weniger schlimmer als das andere scheinbar. Keine Ahnung. Seeing my confusion, she stopped. Alice glanced at me briefly, then for a moment purses her lips and with a sharp exhale stood up. I'm sorry, you don't live alone, and it's already late. She went to the door with a noticeable reluctance. It was raining outside. Was ist das denn für ein Haus, ey? Mann, ist überhaupt nicht schön. Before leaving, Alice turned around, saying the last words. You know, I wouldn't mind if you really kidnapped me. You're much more comforting. Wow. And she left. So it would have ended, but a couple of hours later, Alice returned. Ding dong. Bing bong. Oh, wow. Clive, please kidnap me. Oh, God. Wow. After voicing her insane request and holding her back with a trembling hand, she smiled and cried. The smile on her face was just an artificial dam, ready to collapse at any moment under the influx of emotions, unable to contain the sadness, loneliness, and despair. What happened to her? Why is she crying? Such question did not linger in my mind for long, because the way she looked now, her pain drew and beckoned. Okay. Her vulnerability and tears seemed to cry, "Lock me away from people and do what you want to me." On my doorstep stood not a sad classmate, but a victim begging her executioner to put her out of her misery. The sight of her made me want to hurt her again. Okay. A familiar wave of excitement ran through my body, my breath quickened, my hands trembled with impatience. I wanted to lock myself in with her again and run the blade over that soft skin. I wanted to see how her tears would flow with the drops of blood. Do you want to be kidnapped? Haven't you even considered the possible consequences? Poor Alice. I couldn't help it. I roughly grabbed her hand and led her to the same room. We were alone again. All that remains is to take a knife and... Wait, Clive, you want to do this to me? Irgendwie scheint der Onkel ja jetzt keine Rolle mehr zu spielen, ha? Also vorhin hat er sich noch Sorgen gemacht. Ach Gott, ich verstehe es nicht mehr. Oh God. Even though I'm a used product. What are you talking about? Alice told me everything. She worked as a prostitute. Oh God. I wanted to save money so that after coming of age I could immediately leave my stepmother and her boyfriend and live separately. Her stepmother's lover liked to molest her, but Alice always locked herself in her room. The day when she returned home, this man, as always, was drunk. Her stepmother was not at home and he tried to rape her. She barely fought back and ran away from home, returning to me. Vom Regen in die Traufe. Gott, was ist jetzt? Oh Gott, ich muss es nicht verstehen. She had nowhere else to go. Now you hate me. I'm sorry I did it. If I know someone like you would like me. Her tears started to flow harder. But please let me stay with you. I'll do anything. Oof. Anything. Those two words stuck in my head. Will she consent to be the victim of my torture? While I was thinking about this, Alice continued to stand, waiting for my answer. I couldn't find any words to say, so I hugged her instead. Okay. This embrace was a fleeting impulse which, for some reason, I instantly obeyed. And even though I didn't expect it from myself at that moment, this hug seemed the only right thing to do. This is how we start living together. Oh Gott, ich dachte, das bin ich. Oh Gott, das ist der Onkel. Uff. Gott, ich dachte schon... Oh. Wow. Mann. Oh, okay, Hilfe. Clive, are you still awake? Hi, Edward. I need to prepare for tomorrow's test. Good. Just don't overdo it, because I won't ask you to give me high marks. It's enough for me that you're happy. Yes, I understand. Well, I won't bother you. Bye-bye. He didn't notice anything. Great. He's the PlayStation controller. Okay, I locked the door and went to the balcony. Alice, you can come in, but quietly. Did everything go well? Yes. Initially, I wanted to put Alice in one of the empty rooms, but she was afraid that my uncle would still notice her, so she stubbornly demanded to spend the night with me. My room was spacious, so it was easy to lay another mattress. In theory, Alice would go to school with me. Edward always left the house early, so there wouldn't be any problems. On Saturday, we would stay at home, and on Sundays, Uncle did not work, so Alice and I would just walk late until Edward fall asleep. The only problem was that my uncle could come into the room at night, so I started locking up. Since then I had many opportunities to talk to Alice. Maybe it's because we started living together. At school, she followed me everywhere. Why are you following me? What should I do? If you will be with me, you will have various surprises. What are the surprises? I'm not going to give in to such temptations. She came close to me and whispered in my ear. Even if you want to do something to me, it's nice. Okay. You're kidding. Hey, I don't make such an indifferent face. Alice's conversation and behavior turned me on every time. After a while, I decided to finish what I started. Saturday. Alice, can I tie you up? Was? 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 At this time, she was chewing chips, and when I asked her about it, Alice froze with her mouth open. So will you let me? Huh? You finally decided to show me your secret fetish, huh? Well, be glad. For Alice is in a good mood today. Sie lässt es zu. Wow. I knew that she would not refuse me. During the time we spent together, it was easy to see that Alice had fallen head over heels in love with me. Now she was as docile as a trained dog. And before proceeding with my plan, I put a diaper on the bed. What? On the bed so as to not stain the bed with blood. What? And then, oh God, I tied Alice up, unbuttoned her shirt, and taped her mouth shut. Oh God. No resistance. On the contrary, she put her hands in the loops, waiting with interest for what would happen next. Just in case, I turned up the music louder. The neighbors don't need to hear all the screaming. Wie will sie denn schreien? As soon as the blade of the knife flashes in my hand, Alice twitched, but immediately fell silent, probably thinking it was a joke. How wrong she was. I put the knife to her slightly pale skin, which had already removed almost of the bruises. There is only one small movement of the hand left. Push down. Started bleeding. Mooing. What? Mooing. Moo. What? Resistance. Fear. She tried to get out, but I tied her up tight. Just as I was about to make another cut, I felt something was wrong. Why? Why don't I feel pleasure? I've always wanted to do this, so why? I'm a fucking psychopath. Ja, anscheinend doch nicht, huh? What the hell have I done? Ja, du magst sie. Mein Gott. Ist doch nicht so schwer. I dropped the knife and ran out of the room, leaving Alice bound and alone. At that moment, I realized with horror that I no longer wanted to hurt her. What the hell is wrong with me? I've been dreaming about this, dreaming about getting a knife, and I remembered the trail of blood running down Alice's chest, and I suddenly felt sick. My stomach felt sick, my throat felt tight, my body was bent in convulsions. I could barely contain my vomit. Pushing the nausea away, I leaned my back against the wall and slid down. Alice. Looking at this girl, I saw a person filled with pain. I often met such people on the street. Their blank stare, quiet voice, and hesitant movements always made me want to pick up a guitar string and tighten it around the poor person's neck. Then why do I feel so bad now that I'm so close to releasing my dream? I'm crazy, crazy, crazy. I have neither pity nor compassion. I'm a fucking maniac. With every such thought, I would slam my fist on the floor with a vicious frenzy, and my eyes will fill with tears. I don't remember how long I sat there, maybe a minute, maybe an hour. In a fit of anger at myself, time simply ceased to exist. Calming down a little, I got up from the floor. I need to untie Alice. After this, she will probably leave me. It's better this way. I don't want to see her again. I don't want to hurt her anymore. After returning to the room with the first aid kit and providing minimal medical assistance, I untied it. You can leave, the door is open. Alice didn't move and just looked down in silence. Then her eyes got wet. So you did this on purpose to kick me out? I'm right? Not at all. Then why did you do such a terrible thing to me? I do not understand. You really want to get rid of me? No. Yes. She started shouting and started throwing dirty words at me. I just waited in silence for her to calm down. You son of a bitch. Then why did you hurt me? Because I'm a psychopath. I've always wanted to do this. In the beginning, I kidnapped you just to torture you. Then why did you stop? I don't know. I don't enjoy it. I always thought I wanted to hurt someone, but it turned out that this was not the case. Damn, I'm such an idiot. We didn't say anything else. We just sat across from each other in silence, their eyes downcast. After a while, Alice broke the silence. Clive, so you don't like me? I raised my head and looked at her. She looked more or less calm now. No, I never liked you. I got a slap in the face. Bitch. You lied. I hate you. We didn't talk for the next few days. I didn't kick her out, and she didn't leave after all. Okay, dann, komisches Spiel. Echt komisches Spiel. Aber es ist irgendwie surreal. Keine Ahnung. Oh, erstmal speichern und ja, dann war's das. Bye, bye.